Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, will it build? Welcome back to another episode of Will It Build. Today we are looking for a build that can carry me through Grandmaster Nightfall content because I have been off of Destiny for a month and a half. But before we get to the build, I need to show you something that I know you're gonna love. This right here is an emblem that you could have only gotten if you went to TwitchCon and donated to the Bungie Foundation charity at TwitchCon. However, I knew that a lot of you would not be able to make it to TwitchCon, so I hit them up and I said, hey, if I donate $1,000, can I get some of these emblems so I can give away to my community who wasn't able to attend? And they were kind enough to say yes. So I have over 100 of these emblems that I want to give away to you guys. I'm going to be giving away 5 of them in this Will It Build video. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. But the other 95 of them, I'm going to be giving away in my live stream, twitch.tv/Mactics during our subathon through the dates of September 26th to September 30th. And in fact, those watching in the live stream right now as we record this Will It Build video, let's do an example of the giveaway. So literally right now, all you guys have to do is type !ticket in the live chat. It'll enter you into the giveaway, and I'm gonna pull one of you and give you the emblem right here, right now. !ticket, do it. Go, 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 go. Look at that, Jack, go. !ticket. Our winner of this one that we're doing live during the Will It Build is Riftix. All you have to do, Riftix, is shoot me a DM and we will get that emblem over to you. The rest of y'all, make sure you stop by the stream during the days listed on screen. Let's see if we can't win you an emblem. With that all said, let's get back to the build. Now, as I said before, I've been off Destiny for quite some time, so I fear that I might be a little bad, so we need a build that's going to absolutely smash the highest echelons of content like Grandmaster Nightfalls, and I think the Choir of Invisibility 2.0 submitted by Fish has the potential to do just that. They say it has 100% uptime on invisibility and spamming abilities left and right, all while having fun. We're all about fun in here. They say the subclass is going to be prismatic, and we're going to be going with the Shadow Shot Deadfall Tether Super. But for our exotic armor, I love this. They actually gave us 3 different options. They said we can either go with the Gerfalcon's Halberd chest piece for volatile rounds on our void weapons, the Orpheus Rig boots so we get super back whenever we cast our tether, or if you're lucky enough to have the exotic class item, specifically with these perks, the Shards of Galanor, Spirit of the Galanor and Spirit of the Gerfalcons for the best of both worlds. Now, I know a lot of people are probably not going to have specific roles of exotic class items still, so I want to test this out with something that I know for a fact every single person is definitely going to have. We're going to go ahead and rock and roll with the Orpheus Rig angle because I absolutely love spamming my tether. I think it's amazing in pretty much every piece of Destiny content. Now, we'll worry about the mods and stats and weapons in just a little bit. I want to deck out the rest of the subclass. They say for aspects, we're supposed to be going with Gunpowder Gamble and Stylish Executioner. So Stylish Executioner, of course, anytime we kill an elementally debuffed enemy, we're going to go invisible. Additionally, our next melee attack while invisible is going to weaken targets. And with Gunpowder Gamble, anytime we defeat targets with abilities, elemental debuff damage, or solar weapons, we're going to charge up that solar explosive. Elemental debuff damage, I think, is going to be the key here because of how much we're going to be tethering. I don't think it's going to be a problem that we're going to be centered around the Choir of One exotic auto rifle, which of course does not deal solar damage. I think that's going to be completely okay. Now for our fragments, they have us going with Awakening, which if I kind of forgot what they look like. This is nice. This is going to be a really good litmus test because I've been away from Destiny for a bit, and I imagine a lot of you have been away from Destiny as well. So if this build can carry me through Grandmaster Nightfalls, despite me being gone for a month and a half, then I think it can do the same for you, right? We've got Awakening. We're rapidly defeating targets with light or darkness damage, or Super Final Blows generates an elemental pickup of the matching damage type. This is nice because we get a 10 resilience bump as well. Most important stat in Destiny still, despite being gone for so long. I'm wondering how much mileage we're going to be getting out of the actual function of the fragment. As always, we'll see if we want to replace it down the line, but we are going to go with what they recommend first. Next up, we got the Festive Dawn, where powered melee hits against targets make us radiant. Empowered melee final blows are going to make us and nearby allies radiant. Next up, we are going with Dominance. If I believe Dominance is this. Yes. Your void grenades weaken targets and your arc grenades jolt targets, which makes me wonder. Let's take a look at our abilities before we continue with the rest of our fragments, because I'm curious where we're going to get this mileage. And I see right here they're recommending we go with the arc bolt grenade. So right there, that's going to be nice because it's going to do some damage to targets, but mainly with the fast of dominance, it's going to jolt targets as well. They'll stun overload champions too, and that counts as a debuff target for the purposes of our gunpowder gamble. So we're going to get to throwing those bad boys a little bit more. Next up, they're setting us up with Threaded Spike, another thing that can debuff targets, so we're playing even more into the Stylish Executioner and the Gunpowder Gamble. I really like the synergy that these two aspects are having with this build, because we've got a lot of debuffing to go invisible for survivability purposes, and a lot of debuffing to charge up our Gunpowder Gamble for offensive purposes, so we get like a best of both worlds situation. Then obviously Gambler's Dodge is what they're setting us up with to just recharge the Threaded Spike at the snap of the finger. Finally, for our other fragments, they're setting us up with Courage. Let me see if I can guess this on the first try. I think it's row 2, column 2. Boom. Thank God. Your Arc, Solar, and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. Now, as far as I can tell, the only darkness debuff we have so far is going to be Threaded Spike. Not so sure how much mileage we're going to get out of this one, because every other debuff we have is a light debuff. We've anything associated with Gunpowder Gamble is going to be light. The Jolting is going to be light. The Tether is going to be light. So this is another one I'm going to have my eye on. We'll see as we go, though. Finally, we've got Sacrifice, where while you have an Arc, Solar, or Void buff, ability Final Blows grant bonus Darkness Transcendence energy, which makes sense, I suppose, because we do have a significant amount of light damage in our kit right now. The only darkness damage we have is our Threaded Spike. So I guess the idea is that this is going to kind of help balance out our Transcendence meters so we can go, pop Transcendence a little more often. Continuing forward with the weapons, they said that the only really mandatory one, and they kind of use mandatory loosely, is the Choir of One exotic auto rifle. They do, however, say that if you don't have this, Graviton Lance does work well. I have Choir of One, however, I do not have any of the upgrades on it in any capacity. I have the complete base version of it. I don't have, I think Onslaught is a really nice pick on this or something of that nature. I don't know. So I'm just using the out-the-box version of Choir of One. So if you've got all the upgrades on Choir of One, whatever you see when it comes to this build, you're probably going to be better off. You're probably going to be hitting harder. You're probably going to get better mileage out of the build, because my Choir of One is probably going to be worse than yours. If you're in the same boat as me, where you haven't been getting the upgrades for Choir of One, then you know that if this works for me, then you don't actually need them, and you'll be good to go with your out-of-the-box version as well, which is really, really nice. It looks like they're giving us free reign with our other weapons. So since this is a special weapon, this is going to take care of our overload champions. I want to go something that's going to take care of barrier champions up here. And right now I've got anti-barrier pulse rifle. Let's go Blast Furnace. I haven't used Blast Furnace since Season of the Forge days, so I'm kind of excited to see how this works. In terms of our heavy weapon, I kind of like sticking with the Apex Predator here, because that's going to feed into our Gunpowder Gamble a little bit. Plus, the Tether plus Apex Predator combo I think is pretty nasty, because you drop the Tether, Deadfall, sucks everything in, shoot one rocket, and everything just instantly gets nuked. I kind of like that. So we're going to try Blast Furnace, Choir of One, Apex Predator, I think is going to be our setup. As far as our armor mods go, let's go ahead and deck this out. We have one Harmonic Siphon mod, which makes sense because that is going to be Void. So that's going to go for our Choir of One. We've got one Special Ammo Finder. I like that a lot. And then we've got an Ashes to Assets. I'm wondering how big the Ashes to Assets is going to be. I'm not sure if our grenade is really going to be able to get a lot of final blows in Grandmaster Nightfall content. If you were in more on-level content, I think you'd be good to go with this, but I think we might end up be switching this out down the line. We'll see. Next up on the arms, we've got double momentum transfer, where causing damage with a grenade reduces your melee cooldown. Not so sure how much I love this, because we can immediately get our melee back with our Gambler's Dodge. So I'm wondering if instead I would like something that feeds into grenade energy a little bit more instead of feeding into the melee cooldown, because we already have a way to get our melee back. But we'll see as we get going. They also are setting us up with a firepower, leaning more into hoping that that grenade gets final blows. Again, I think that'll work nice in on-level content. We'll see how it fares in GMs. On the chest, we've got double harmonic reserves. That's not the right mod. Double harmonic reserve, so our Choir of One has a ridiculous amount of ammo in conjunction with a resistance mod of our choice. I think for the GM we're going to be doing, I'm going to go with an arc resistance. I think we're going to be finding a lot of Fallen. Down on the boots, double absolution and 1 recuperation. So we're really investing into all ability cooldown every time we pick up an orb, as well as a little healing when we pick up an orb. I don't know. I feel like I might want a void weapon surge somewhere in there, maybe instead of the other absolution, because at the current moment, we're really not taking any advantage of armor charge stacks right now. But again, we'll make modifications after the first run. Finally, on the class item, they're setting us up with a distribution, a powerful attraction, and an outreach. I feel like not going Reaper on Hunter is always a bit suspicious, but like I've said, don't want to keep repeating myself. We're going to try it out. So I think we're all set up. I think we're ready to go. Big thanks to NE Wolf and Tech Wizard for rocking and rolling with me on this. Let's answer that question. Will it build? Okay. This feels peculiar. I'm scared. Ooh, I have the wrong mouse profile on. Get that back over to Destiny. Whoops. Okay, so let's chuck this so we can debuff him, and that allows us to go invisible, and then we'll maybe throw the grenade that's going to jolt. And killing the jolted target, going to make us go invisible, of course. I really want to be putting some work in with this Choir of One. Now, I understand that Choir of One does have some planned nerfs coming for it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's my understanding that the nerfs don't look particularly egregious, correct? The nerfs are specifically targeted towards its damage into a divinity bubble in conjunction with its ammo reserves. I mean, the ammo nerf hurts a little bit, I suppose. I don't think it's going to really be that bad because they would have to cut its ammo like in half for it to really feel that bad. It has 300 ammo. As long as you've got like a scavenger mod or something like that on, which now that I'm thinking about it, we maybe should have gone a harmonic scavenger mod on the boots. I think that would have been really nice here instead of the double absolution. Like in my opinion, where this thing has always shined is actually its precision damage, because it gets that precision damage buff whenever you're aimed down sights, and I've always felt like, at least when I tested it originally, I felt like it felt pretty darn good. Now, obviously, you got a little, you know, the burst doesn't hurt. Ooh. The burst doesn't hurt one bit. The precision damage feels like butter, and the ammo efficiency of the precision damage is really, really something. Like, if you look at that right there, that's one mag, and that is solo damage from me. No one else is shooting at this guy. This is all me. Oh, come on. I wanted to finish him off so badly. So let's get the reload in. Hopefully, boom, perfectly in time to get the overload rounds back on him before he starts regenerating health. Yeah, this thing's like, it's got like railgun energy to it. You know what I mean? So if I wait for my threaded spike to come back up, I'm nice and patient. Boom, threaded spike. Nuke the wizard, which is unraveled. Completely miss everything. Now I'm invis. I can get that res, and I'm golden. Slide on over here, get this res. I feel like my movement, I look like such a scrub. Or maybe I was always a scrub, and I was just kind of delusional. Shame you don't have destabilizing rounds. Is destabilizing rounds one of the options on Choir of One? Because good lord, the synergy that would have with our Stylus Executioner and our Gunpowder Gamble would be insane. It's still working right now. It's feeling good. The damage is nice. But if we had destabilizing rounds on here, I mean, we'd be throwing Gunpowder Gambles like every 2 seconds. That'd be stupid. Oh! Speaking of Gunpowder Gambles, I meant to shoot my tether, but my finger hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong mouse button. I'd love to say that that was just a highly advanced tactical play, where I'm just, you know, covering my perimeter and layering down some defenses, but nope. Woo! Oh boy. Boom, 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 boom. That is prime tether time. And I think we get the Choir of One. And with the artifact mods, this thing is going to do stupid damage with Expanding Abyss as well to those tethered targets. I think it's an extra like 30% damage when you're shooting it against void debuff targets, when you're doing void weapon damage against void debuff targets, so that is nice. We're going to strip the shield off this guy, throw out the Gunpowder Gamble, laser him with the Choir of One, and then we're going to pull the pulse rifle back out just to get ready to strip the shield again. Pull back out the Choir of One, finish the job, hit the finisher. Such a good finisher. Ow! Uh-oh. Okay, it's fine. Contingency plan, we throw the tether. We nuke everything. Those are debuff targets, so that makes me invisible. And now I'm in the clear. And I want to refresh my invisibility, so I'm going to throw my Threaded Spike. That makes that guy unraveled. And so when he dies, once again, gives me Invisible Stylish Executioner. The nice thing, too, is, like, in any team content, 99% of the time, no, not 99% of the time, 100% of the time, your allies are going to have debuffs as well. So, like, you're going to have a lot of situations where you just kind of, like, naturally go invisible through the flow of combat because you're shooting something that your ally made it, you know, that your ally debuffed, and you just go invisible. You didn't even have to put any work in. You're also going to get the Gunpowder Gamble charge. You don't have to put any work in. So it's, that aspect's going to be really, really nice. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Dude, the damage is, like, it's really, really good. And I feel like all the time when you're kind of trying to judge an ammo, a weapon like this, the first thing you're thinking of is, like, the ammo economy. I don't think I've dropped below 200 ammo. Okay, I'm trying to think of how we want to play this. I mean, we got this Overload Captain here. I can stun him with the Choir of One. So we're going to laser him a couple of times. I want to reload before he regenerates so I can get those Overload. The trick with the Overload champions is you don't want to be in a situation where you run out of bullets as they're coming out of their stagger. You want to reload like maybe a second before they come out of their stagger. Because if you're reloading while they come out of their stagger, it's too late. They're regenning health. Yeah, we took that brig apart piece by piece. I kind of want to try something. Let's all get on this roof. Can we nuke this walker? Like, to what degree can we obliterate this thing? I know one of my teammates had Whisper of the Worm. I feel like that would... Yeah, go crazy. Oh my god. Whisper of the Worm kind of putting in work. I'm gonna let my teammates take care of that guy. Alright, so now we're in a situation where the ammo is getting a little interesting, but never mind. I just ran over one special brick and got 112 of it back. I was gonna say, I think the reason the ammo is getting a little bit interesting right now is because we're kind of in a position where we've been fighting for a while and we haven't been able to push up. So the only reason we're kind of in a predicament in the ammo department is because we haven't been able to actually go out into the battlefield. Which, like, that's a... Ooh. Wait a minute. It kind of shreds the brig. I mean, these are Grandmaster Nightfall brigs. He's dead. He's gone now. Bye-bye. The range? I mean, listen, it's not like a linear fusion or a sniper by any means, but, like, the range is freaking respectable. If you can aim. Like, yeah, for an auto rifle with 300 max ammo, it's pretty good. I'm transcending! That grenade was supposed to not be like that. Just kidding. I actually, so interestingly enough, I just have so much experience as a Destiny player. I knew that the captain was going to teleport directly in that position. So I actually pre-placed that grenade knowing that he was going to go right into it. And since it was a slowing grenade, it was going to immediately stun him. It's just, you know, listen, when you're a high-level Destiny player, these are just things that you pick up on. Yeah, like, those are the intangibles. Okay, I feel like, so far, overall thoughts on the build, I am not using my abilities enough. And I don't think that's a fault of the build. I think it's just because I'm shaking the rust off. And that's okay. That's all good. It's a video game. You know, we don't gotta be perfect. Boom, boom, boom. I just want to see what the damage is like here. So let's throw this so I get Radiant. I mean, you know? I mean, this thing shoots spears. Like, rip a little tether? Oh, God! That guy got paid to take me out. Oh, I shot my tether thinking that the other servitor was dead. It's okay, the tether's still there. Okay, I'm gonna dodge to get my unraveling thing back. Oh, boys! Look out! He wants your Apple Jacks. What? That doesn't make sense. They can't even hear me. We're not on comms. No! Dude, I'm stuck in the corner! Or was he stuck in the corner? See, okay, so now I'm in a spot where my ammo's looking a little interesting. But this guy's almost dead. So, like, does it really matter? Gunpowder gamble. Oh, okay. Hold still, hold still. Nice! Hey, dude, that was a 20-minute run! Okay, either I got hard carried, or this build is banging. That's a team effort right there if I've ever seen one, okay? That's teamwork. Now, there are some things I would change. First of all, if you can put destabilizing rounds on this thing, that would be mint. Honestly, when you look at this, listen, destabilizing is going to have a little bit better synergy when it comes to the build. However, I think Onslaught will be significantly better for like your raw damage output, if that makes sense. It'll make you a lot burstier. It'll let you nuke those champions much more quickly. And the thing is, you can kind of go the angle of like, if you're running Falcons or you happen to have an exotic class item with Falcon and Galanor, then you're in a prime position where you don't ever really need destabilizing rounds because those aspects of your build are taking care of it, right? So that opens you up to use Onslaught. Whereas if you don't have a class item that has Galanor, Falcons, and you don't really want to use Falcons, you want to go the more Orpheus rig route, then destabilizing rounds gives you the option to have that synergy without giving up your massive super refund, which I think is pretty big when you have a deadfall tether. Now, looking at changing a few things, I think Reaper is so powerful in Hunter. Having orbs of power to pick up is absolutely gigantic because armor charge is so good. And speaking of armor charge being really, really good, I want to take away these absolutions because listen, we're getting so much ability regeneration through some of our fragments, and just with our Gambler's Dodge and things of that nature, we don't really need them that much. I would much rather go Void Weapon Surge so I can bump up the damage of my Choir of One. And then, I don't know, I'm a little bit torn because I think Harmonic Scavenger is just going to be really, really nice, especially if you decide to go a Void heavy weapon as well. If you go something like Commemoration or Retrofit Escapade or a Void Rocket, then you're double dipping in the Harmonic Scavenger, which is taking on the Void element because for super, you have significantly higher ammo pickups for your heavy weapon if you go Void heavy weapon in conjunction with your Choir of One. But if all you have is the Void Choir of One, if that's the only thing you're running with Void, then I think the Scavenger is a little bit less necessary because you just get so much ammo. You get like 112 ammo per brick, and the gun has like 300 reserves. It's absolutely insane. As far as the recuperation goes, I didn't really notice this a whole lot. If you still want to keep an Absolution in the mix, I think you could go Absolution, Void Weapon Surge, Harmonic Scavenger. And I think that puts you in a really solid spot. As far as the energy regeneration mods, Outreach makes no sense here because yes, you reduce your melee cooldown when using your class ability, but we're running Gambler's Dodge. So when we use our Gambler's Dodge, we fully refund our melee ability. So it's like, this is literally doing nothing. We swap this to a bomber all day, every day. On the chest, I like this setup already a lot, especially if you decide to go with a Void heavy weapon. I think me going with the Solar heavy weapon was a little bit troll. I think I should have gone with the Void heavy weapon because you get to double dip into these harmonic reserves, into this harmonic siphon, into this harmonic scavenger. As far as the gloves go, like I alluded to before, instead of going with something that reduces my melee cooldown, I already have my Gambler's Dodge that can fully refund my melee. And if I catch my melee, I get a significant chunk of it back. So we already have a lot of ways to refund our melee. I instead want to go into ways that we can refund our grenades. So I'd rather go a double impact induction here personally. And then honestly, in Grandmaster specifically, if you're on level content, you're getting kills with the firepower, feel free to stick with that. For more challenging content where your grenade isn't getting as many kills, we go with the harmonic loader instead. On the helmets, same thing. On level content, feel free to stick with Ashes to Assets. However, when you're not on level, when you're doing GMs and things of that nature, I think we swap this out for, I think we go with Dynamo, honestly, because We're going to be dodging next to a lot of things to make use of our Gambler's Dodge to get our melee ability back. Gambler's Dodge is on a shorter cooldown than our grenade, and we're still getting super energy gains that way. You could alternatively, if you want to help out your team, throw on a special ammo scout. If they're also running Choir of Ones, you want to generate ammo for them whenever you generate ammo for yourself with the Finder Brick. Kind of up to you. I like the Dynamo angle. Looking at subclass, I want to see if there's any small tweaks we can make here. What do you guys think about the Facet of Hope, where while you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly? Because what I'm thinking here is, right, Gambler's Dodge to refund your melee, throw your melee to unravel targets to debuff them, kill the debuff target that makes you invisible through Stylish Executioner, that's your elemental buff, and that juices your class ability cooldown so you can do the loop again. I like what's going on there. And I feel like rapidly defeating targets with light or darkness damage or super final blows, yeah, we didn't really use an elemental pickup at all. I didn't even notice any elemental pickups. So I feel like Awakening, yes, the resilience bump is nice, but I feel like Hope is better used in that spot. Like, Hope is just so good on Hunter in my opinion, so I kind of want to make that swap. I loved Dominance when it came to the jolting arc bolt grenades. I was cool with Dawn. I felt like Dawn was pretty nice. I felt like I didn't really feel the benefits of Sacrifice or Courage very much at all. Here's what I'm thinking. I think we drop both of these and we add in a little bit more survivability because we already have so much damage with this build and we're completely chilling, right? We throw in Protection. Protection is just so good. It's such a staple. Free damage resistance, you got to go with it, right? It's that good. In this slot, in my opinion, it's the best prismatic fragment. It's the Facet of Solitude. Landing rapid precision hits emits a severing blast from the target. Listen, here's the thing. Not only is that going to consistently allow you to debuff targets with just your general weapon combat loop because you're always getting precision damage. That means you're proccing Stylish Executioner more often. That means you're juicing up your Gunpowder Gamble more often. And you're cutting the damage of every single high threat target that you're fighting by 40%. That's absurd. In my opinion, this is the spread right here. This is what you want to go. Got to get the resilience back up to tier 10, but I think this is the play. At the end of the day, will it build? Absolutely yes. Despite me not having the most optimal version of the build, it still completely carried me through that Grandmaster in simply 20 minutes, despite me being gone for a month and a half. So it's definitely a winner, and I do apologize for my absence. I just, frankly, I haven't been particularly interested in making Destiny builds at the current moment, and I don't want to force them. I don't, because then it's not going to come out great. Tonight, I really felt like making one, and I had a ton of fun. I was interested in trying out a setup with Choir of One, and I felt like we absolutely killed it with it. That being said, new Destiny episode coming out soon, brand new dungeon as well. Absolutely plan to make a ton more Will It Build videos when that dungeon comes out, solo flawless guide videos, dungeon videos, things of that nature. I am still here. I'm not leaving. I'm just trying a couple other things right now. We will definitely be making a ton more Will It Build videos, playing a lot more Destiny leading up to this upcoming episode, getting some builds ready for this upcoming dungeon, especially during our subathon September 26th through September 30th, where, like I said, we're going to be giving away a ton of these emblems, so make sure you stop by. Thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.